As Mike would say, same old show, just a new year. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But guess what? We still gonna enhance it.
Welcome to another episode, and maybe this will help.
I'm scared of dating, because what if we don't break up?
Or you could just send them a message and say, man, have you seen I lost my feelings for you?
Damn. Have you ever struggled with the breakup?
I've told some people, like, you know what, I can't do this shit no more.
Great person, but you just not for me.
Someone said, real growth starts when you're tired of your own shit. What we've been talking about, man, just being able to look in the mirror first.
The only toxic relationship I ever had is the one I had with myself. Everyone else was just a reflection of that.
Come on, Jesus.
Golly, what more do you need to say? You attract more opportunities once you are calm, because no one wants to deal with people who lack emotional control.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Maybe This Will Help.
I thought we was mature in 2022. That's my bad.
Don't forget the maybe, baby. What up? Listen, I'm not here tonight by myself. My brother coming. I believe at least one of them is coming. So if I look sad and lonely, it's temporary. I believe one of my brothers is showing up tonight. But in the meantime, I'm just sitting here vibing. This is what I do a lot of times because I'm an introvert, like spend time by myself. I absolutely love ballads. I sing them to myself. I sing them in the shower. I sing them to my friends and they tell me to shut up and I do it anyway. But that's what I love. Love. What up, McJellin? Thank you. I'm glad you're here. We got a lot of people watching, but unfortunately, the only people allowed on the show are the bros. But like I said, they should be joining soon, but I'm going to keep the show rolling. I like to start on time and as often as possible. I like to give you guys what we promised we would give you, that relationship talk you can relate to. As my brother Kerry, who started the show, said, the good, the bad, and the alimony. We like to give you our experience with relationships in hopes that maybe it would help. We ask questions, we discuss videos and memes and quotes we've seen online. And we look for you guys to give advice too. Maybe there's something that you said or you've been through that you can say that may help somebody in the audience. Wow, Pookie, you always want to listen. This is one of my favorite shirts I made. Just go deeper in faith. Every time I put this one on, man, it's just a reminder to don't live life like no punk. Honestly, man, I'm just gonna check in with myself. You guys gonna witness my schizophrenia tonight. So this is the thing. I have staff members, right? But not staff members that I pay. There's staff members that live in my head, different sides of me that have conversations. This is how I come to my decisions on a day-to-day basis. And so since my brothers aren't here yet, I'm going to check in with myself. I think that might be healthy and a little crazy, but it's going to get done tonight. And if my bros don't show up soon, I might just stop the broadcast. I really want to do 2 hours tonight, but I'm hoping they show up. So this week has been good for me. Going back to what Pookie said about this shirt, it says just go deeper in faith. Man, God's been talking to me about what's necessary for life. Courage. You ever seen The Wizard of Oz and the Cowardly Lion? Give me some courage. My mom loves that movie. And it just reminds me of something that was said yesterday when I was driving. God said, people say time will tell. God was telling me, like, time won't tell. Time doesn't reveal anything. Faith does. If you're sitting in the same spot doing the same thing, I don't know how you expect something different and new to change or happen or to be revealed to you. You got to be actively doing something by faith. Even if you're being still by faith, that has an opportunity to be a revealer. So if you're in a situation where you're looking for clarity, make sure you walk in by faith, because sometimes that is the thing that's missing, that's not allowing you to have clarity. You're not actively in faith. So as the bros say, maybe this will help. That could be the, can we end the show there? Maybe we just end the show there. I'm gonna text these fellas. Maybe that's the whole show right there. Is that all you guys need to hear tonight? And nobody said yes. Okay, cool. So I'll keep going. How else did this week go? This week went good. Got a chance to be there for one of my brothers who is going through some emotional stuff. Death of a loved one. Got a chance to show up for him. He showed up for me when my cousin passed away not too long ago, to the cemetery, to the funeral. And I got a chance to visit my grandfather's gravesite, and it was interesting though, because I know he's not there, but it's almost like when I go there, I remember all the things he shared with me, the wisdom he shared with me. And he talked to me about how important passions are in life, how important it is to be passionate and not docile, and not just like, I guess I'll do this job. I guess I'll marry this person, or I guess I'll move to this city. Like, what brings you alive? I have a video on my Instagram page, and it's called How to Escape a Dull Life. And you got to get reconnected to the things that bring you alive. We need that. I need that. It's like oxygen for my creative mind and my desire to thrive. I need to be connected to things that bring me alive. So it was a good week. Some good self-reflection this week. I went on another date this week. As you guys know, I'm dating right now exclusively. I have a young lady that I'm dating. It's going well. We're getting into the nitty gritty, those good conversations, those real talks. Yeah. Those are always fun when they're with the right person. I went on a date and we got stuck in traffic on the freeway. And so it was some kind of accident in front of us. So we were stuck in the same spot for 30 minutes. And it was great. My grandma always told me, if you want to get to know somebody, go on a road trip with them and see how y'all come back together, or if y'all come back together. That is a great finder outer of what you guys could be made of together, what that chemistry you think you have is made of. Get yourselves in a situation. Anyway, welcome to the show. It's gonna be interesting to see me do this until they show up, but it's gonna get done. McJellen was popping. Sasha, I see you. DTF, I love you. All right, well, I'm just going to continue as usual until I get a notification otherwise. You guys know what we do here. The first hour of the show, we were discussing posts that we've seen online about relationships, not just romantic, even platonic or business relationships, sharing our experience, giving you guys a dose of what we think. And in the second hour of the show, we are doing videos that we've seen online, videos that you've sent to us. If you ever want to send a video or a clip to us you want us to discuss, send it to Maybe This Will Help Podcast, not the podcast, just Maybe This Will Help Podcast at gmail.com. And we'll look it over and see if it's interesting enough, if we have some personal stories that we can connect to. So we haven't been doing that. I said all that we've been doing that for the last 3 years to tell you that we haven't been doing that recently. What we've been doing is doing a whole bunch of videos. Videos are just more entertaining to me. And so since nobody else is here tonight yet, I'm just going to start with videos and keep my love ballads going in the backyard, in the background. Before I get started, what's your favorite love ballad? And it doesn't have to be a black person only. Yeah, this is Anita Baker. It makes me want to sing. I might bust out, but jump in the chat. Tell me, what's your favorite love ballad? Maxwell. What do I have on my list here? I definitely got my Maxwell. I got my Jodeci, Anita Baker, Mariah Carey, Luther Vandross, Def Leppard. Oh, jeez. Y'all ain't ready for that. Stephanie Mills, Tony Braxton. There's a lot of Luther and Anita on here. Christina Aguilera. What about I'll Be Sure? Is that considered a love ballad? Vanessa Williams. Who knows this song? I hope y'all can hear this. Maybe I'm just the only one hearing it. It might not be loud enough to pick up on the speaker. Lou Rawls. What up, bro? When we make love, do you look in the mirror? This is beautiful. Yes, this brother said you need me to get on the show. Thought you'd be here. Hold on, let me see if this brother coming on the show. All right. Sorry about that. I was trying to see what my brother was. If he was coming on the show or not. Marvin Gaye. Shantae Moore. Hold on. Let me see which one I like by Shantae Moore because I remember that name. I don't want to touch you too much, baby. Making love to you might drive me crazy. Y'all know nothing about that. Which Shantae Moore? I'm looking it up. Is that it? No, this one. Hold up. It's this one. Yeah, Make It Last Forever. Hey, Make It Last. I love that. I need my brother DJ Devious on the show. Yeah, I like that one. What you got? Lotus Blossom says Whitney Houston, of course. Yeah. Oh, this is so good. I love going down. Man, these songs, certain songs remind me of my childhood. I can remember my mom and my auntie dancing around the living room. Some of them just bring back like a flood of like very vivid memories. Deborah Cox, who is that? Nobody's supposed to be here. Is that Deborah? Am I remembering that correctly? Yeah, I think so. All right. Thank you guys for traveling with me down the memory lane real quick. Maybe we'll play some stuff during the halftime. If I last that long. I'm trying to see if my brother just texted me. He said he might come on. I don't know. We'll see if he's up to it. All right. So let's do it like this. The first video. So this one got me good. Let's see what y'all feel about this.
The Lord had to literally take me into an open vision and actually speak to me. Like he had to come a whole nother kind of way. The Lord had showed me this beautiful young lady. She was light-skinned with black hair, and the Lord said, if you don't marry him, she's going to marry him. So that messed with my theology because it messed with my theology because I come from the school of soul. You know, there's only one person you can marry. I come from old school. So I was like, oh. And so I started talking because he had been asking me, just ask the Lord. So I was like, no, I'm not going to ask the Lord because he will tell me if I ask him. And so I told him, he said, well, you know, there is this young lady that's light skinned with black hair from, I said in the vision, she was from Tennessee. He said, she's from Tennessee. She's been reaching out to me. Ooh. And so at that moment, one of my good friends, Sarah Connor, she said to me, she said, Tiffany, that don't sound like no apostle friend on the phone. So I said, no, this is my apostle friend. And so, and so she was like, she said, well, let me ask you this. If he married somebody else, how would you feel?
There it is. That's that question right there.
And I said, what is this coming up in this area? What? And so at that moment, I said, okay.
How would you feel?
I said I wouldn't like it. The Lord had to literally.
This video shocked me. I didn't know the Lord was out there telling people that if you don't marry this man, somebody else will. So I asked around, and a few people confirmed that they've heard that from God or heard about somebody hearing that from God, that if you don't marry this person, someone else will. And it does kind of go against the philosophy of the idea that there's one person for everybody. So I want to know what you guys think about that. What do you guys think about that? There's one person for everybody. Do you believe in this testimony this person gave? Or has anybody out there ever experienced, or you're presently in a situation where you feel like there was a one that got away? There was somebody you were into and they got away. You didn't pull the trigger, not on them. Like they didn't do this and that. You just didn't do your part. Anybody ever been in that situation before? Let's see. You saw how I got real quiet because I thought one of my brothers was going to respond, but they're not on here because I'm by myself right now. But it's all good. One is coming. He just confirmed it. So McJellen says, no, God gave us choice and we get to choose who we marry. We need to choose wisely and find the one who reflects God's love. And I love that. But man, people change. So how do you approach this? This pastor said the other day that God doesn't get involved in the affairs of marriage. It's totally our choice. There's so many ideas and philosophies out there. Ali said, I don't believe in what love. Again, sorry, read that wrong. I don't believe in one. I believe he gives us a choice to be with the right one. And the idea always comes up like, what if you get with one and that one dies? Like, was that your one and that was your one chance? You don't get to remarry? So many wonderful ideas around this. For a while, I thought that I had a person that got away. I thought that I missed it with this one person. And I always, even with my boys, I was like, man, that was the one. That was the one that got away. That was man, that was good. I really let that one slip. And I got a chance to reconnect with her. Her mom reached out to me and found me online, got me reconnected with her daughter. We started hanging out again, and I did not miss it. Nope. I dodged the bullet. That wasn't a missed blessing at all. And it was very interesting for me in retrospect to start thinking back about what made me feel like she was the one that got away. Had I romanticized and I was in delusion about what our experience was, or did I really not understand that that's who she was in this season and she was bound to change and shift into something else, and I just needed to trust God and not live in this place of regret? It turned out for my good, you know, and I think that from that day forward, I started looking at situations different. Like, I'm not going to be in regret, because I don't know if that choice would have turned out any better than where I am right now. I don't know that. People say it often. I always wonder, people are like, well, if this didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I am today. Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. But stay present to where you are, make the most of where you are, because there are principles attached to that. No matter where you are, God said, if you be faithful with the least, I'll make you rule over much. Be faithful where you're at now, and that opens up doors for opportunity for better, if that's what you're looking for. If you're looking for better, you don't necessarily need to look in your past for better. Look in your present for better. Steward your present to find better, because it's a reaping and sowing situation. It's what you're investing and how you're stewarding your present situation that opens you up for better. So if you're wanting better, be careful not to look in your past and think, you know, go back there and get something. Right now is all you need to find that better that you're looking for. This is good. One of my friends texted me, you want me to do the show with you? I wish I could, but Carrie, who originated the show, said that we cannot have women on the show at all. I'm continue to honor his wishes. Everything happens for a reason. And that's true, Sasha. Everything does happen for a reason. What is the reason, though? Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes we come up in my mind, I've come up with times like, this must have been the reason. I don't know why I always choose like, this must have been the reason God was trying to develop me, because I was wrong. I was in sin. I was just tripping. Sometimes that's not the reason. Sometimes you'll never know the reason also. I haven't found out the reason for a lot of things, and I have to find closure. Like, it's okay. It's all good. You know what I'm saying to you? What you got for me, Vicky? Vicky says, hadn't considered the what if your one passes away. Makes me rethink how I feel about that. Yeah, this is my one. Tragedy strikes Earth, and this person's on a plane, went down. What now? Do you remarry? How do you make another vow to a person that you made to another person and mean it? Is that even possible? You know, everybody's different though. So thank you guys for engaging with me in that. Let's talk about, this is, should I wait for my brother's show? Let me see if I can find a different one. I'm gonna find a different one. I'm gonna wait for my brother to get on the show. I keep saying I'm waiting for my brother to get on the show. Do I sound like a kid who's waiting for his dad to pick him up from school because his dad never shows up and is always late? Sounds sad, huh? I'm gonna be okay. I'm really not sad. I'm okay. All right, here we go. Check this out.
How to win your wife. Okay, how to be romantic to your wife. Dine her, call her, hug her, support her, hold her, surprise her, compliment her, smile at her, listen to her, laugh with her, cry with her, romance her, believe in her, cuddle with her, shop with her, give her jewelry, buy her flowers, hold her hand, write love letters to her, go to the end of the earth and back for her again. Here's how to win your husband. Show up naked and bring food. How to win your wife.
All right, who agrees with that? It's this long list of things you must do to romance and win your wife. But he said to win your husband, show up naked and bring food. I believe in many situations I've heard that is that simple. I'm not married, but it's still that simple. Let's talk about it. What do you guys think in the chat? Do you think that there's this, I don't even want to call it double standard. You think there's just different needs? Let's go with this one, because this is something I dealt with in my last relationship. She didn't feel special. do you know how to make your person feel special? It seems to be very clear across the board that it takes different things to make a man feel special versus making a woman feel special. I would love to know if you guys think that they're different needs or they're just the same needs, or it really depends on the person, or if you know how to satisfy some of those needs. Throw some tips in the chat. Let us know, what does it really take to satisfy a woman, satisfy a man, to make them feel special? This brother listed off a lot of different things: hold comfort her, bring her food, call her pretty. And a guy seems to just want food and sex. And I don't think that's a slight to us. It's a very aware perspective to a serious need that we have, you know? And I think sometimes people might overlook that, especially if you talk to people in the church community. There's this idea of, a lot of people have villainized sensuality, well, not sensuality, but villainized certain forms of intimacy in marriage. And that has done a disservice to so many people's mental health within their marriage. So yeah, let's see. Oh, Ali. Okay, Ali. He can show up naked with Chipotle. I'd be thrilled. First of all, the first thing that came to my mind is that Chipotle gives you the runs. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's the best idea, to be naked after eating Chipotle. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's, unless your digestive system is built different, I guess you could be okay. Naked, not naked and afraid, naked in Chipotle. I'm right there with you, Sasha. She said, I'm single, so I'm all ears. What you got, McJellin? I try to make them feel special, but they end up on ungrateful. What have you done? What have you done? Let's talk about it. What have you done to make your person feel special? You know what I'm saying? I'm a morning person. So for a period there, I was picking up my ex for work in the morning and bringing her the oatmeal she liked, and pulling up with music playing at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning with good energy. You know what I'm saying to you? But she wasn't necessarily a morning person, so that didn't go over well. And I think that even Mike has said it often on this show. You got to know your person, because just because this made your last person feel special doesn't mean it's gonna make your present person feel special. So do you ask them, or do you just try to guess? What's the situation? I'm trying to think of other things I've done, even in my non-romantic situations, to make people feel special. I've learned that, trying to just occupy those 5 love languages is not enough. Somebody has a, physical touch and words of affirmation. Sometimes those are umbrella statements. They don't give you enough specifics. I know one of my brothers likes you to pull up. He just likes you to show up for him. I know another one of my brothers just likes you to sit there with him. Speaking of the pull up, dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's Superman, not Batman. My bad, bro.
Yeah, it is. That's cool. That's cool.
No,
it'll work for today.
It'll work for today. All right, cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got another brother. We just sitting here. You perfect. You know what? Perfect timing, so I can interview you real quick. We're talking about what are some ways to make your partner feel special. Well, we just watched the video. You want to see the video, bro?
Yeah, please.
All right. Let's get you acclimated to the show real quick.
How to win your wife. Okay, how to be romantic to your wife. Dine her, call her, hug her, support her, hold her, surprise her, compliment her, smile at her, listen to her, laugh with her, cry with her, romance her, believe in her, cuddle with her, shop with her, give her jewelry, buy her flowers, hold her hand, write love letters to her, go to the end of the earth and back for her again. Here's how to win your husband. Show up naked and bring food. How to win your wife.
Bro, tell me the math is mathing, bro. Tell me the math is mathing for you on that one.
It's not.
Let's hear it.
I think a lot of times this is how people get their feelings hurt. This is how people get into arguments. This is how people start feeling like they're not being appreciated because they do all these things and the other person never asked for none of that. So I'm buying you flowers. I'm taking you all these expensive trips. Well, all you want is to sit on the couch with me and talk. So in my mind, coming from what I know of relationships or coming from what I did in past relationships, I'm trying to bring all of this knowledge and all this guru science to this relationship I'm in, when all the while the person I'm with don't want none of that. It's important for people to get to know the partner that they're with, not what they think the partner that they're with wants. Ask questions, have conversations about what are some things that you like that make you feel relaxed, that make you feel safe, that make you smile, and then I'll do those things. And I get spontaneity, and I get the grand gestures, and all of that is fine, but I don't feel like that's the key. I feel like the key is communication.
That's good. So before you got on the show, I said that one of my brothers, often talks about learning your person, learning your spouse. You were that brother, and then you get on the show and say what I said because I know my brother. So that was good. You said that multiple times.
Pretty good. That was pretty good.
Listen. I be paying attention. I'm learning you, bro. I'm learning what you do, what you like. Before we move forward, bro, you want to check in?
Nah.
No, you good?
Yeah.
You want to check out?
Yeah. But see, the thing is, when you see your brother, he's in the middle of the ocean all alone. He's swimming. You know what I mean? He's swimming and dog paddling and all of that.
You saw me struggling on the show by myself. You saw me. You saw me talking to myself.
You were
Mike, that was good, man.
But I remember we made an agreement that two or more people needed to be on the show for us to do it. And since you were doing it, I was like, let me get on. And I honestly don't really have the capacity to do it, but sometimes you got to show up for your brothers the way you need to show up for your brothers.
I was showing up for the show's commitment, like we said, because I thought you were gonna be here. But remember, it's our show. If we want to cut it to 9 o'clock, we can.
No, we got viewers. We 30.
You also have emotional and mental responsibilities to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show you right. Okay.
So stupid. So I think that what he's saying sounds good, and a lot of women, would appreciate that. But I think, in my mind's eye, I think women would appreciate even more the man taking time to really find out what are the things she needs, wants, desires from her man, instead of just assuming.
Got you. I'm sorry.
I was just about to put that
up. Yo, since the show started, I've been telling people I might not be here long.
Here for a good time, not a long time.
Hey, I be getting hate mail when we skip an episode, when we don't have Sunday's show. Yo, that's why they're glad you're here, because they know it was about to be 8:45. I was about to be like, yo, thank you guys for joining me tonight. Me and my internal staff members. We out.
All 74 of them.
Yeah, it's 12. Like the disciples. I did promise them that during halftime we would listen to some love ballads. You missed it, bro. I had them timing in, giving me their favorite love ballad artists. Man, we was grooving for a little bit. Had a little Anita Baker going.
So you set them up for failure because we're not doing that shit.
In the audience, how many people want Mike to go back to where he was before he got here? Just put a thumbs up in the comment in the chat bar. That's fine, man. All right. Well, I was holding on to something, a video. Dun, 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 dun.
If I'm suspicious about every single person that I come in contact with, based off what happened to me last time, or based off what has taken place in the past, can I tell you that if the condition of my heart is to be suspicious, hold up, watch them. They look like them. So let me stay away from them. The Lord told me to tell you that because that's the condition of your heart, that the harvest that's coming into your life is going to be loneliness, a lack of trust. Here it comes. And the possibility of a missed opportunity. Because the people that you were suspicious about had your opportunity for breakthrough in their hand. But since the condition of your heart was suspicion, the harvest that came into your life was a missed opportunity. If I'm suspicious about...
What are you thinking, bro?
I understand what he's attempting to say. And I agree with
he got it wrong. He was attempting.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he necessarily got it wrong, but I'll give you my viewpoint on it.
Okay.
I think that sometimes people call it suspicion, but it could be discernment. You know what I mean? So I think before we just say, don't be suspicious of people. I mean, sometimes somebody might take that and run with it. Like, okay, I'm gonna just trust everybody then. And I don't think that that's the message he's necessarily trying to get across. Even though, to me, if I'm listening to it as maybe a non-believer, I'm listening to it as somebody that just is trying to find any way out to have this breakthrough. I may take that as, I'm not going to be suspicious of anybody because God may be using anybody at any given time. And that's true, but you also have to use your discernment. You also have to use common sense. If it's somebody that has had prior offenses with this thing, you definitely have to be suspicious to a point. You know what I'm saying? You definitely have to pray and ask God how to move in those types of situations because nobody wants to be played and nobody wants to feel like the fool over and over and over and over and over again under the auspices of I don't want to miss a blessing from God.
Ostracize me, man. Okay. Oh, nigga, did you go to lawyer school this past week when we missed this show? I want to be the auspiciousness. Is that like being suspicious, but on the outside? What does it mean? Never mind. I'm gonna go look it up for myself in the Urban Dictionary. I agree. I think that there's definitely more to that conversation. Maybe he covered it. We only got a little bit of that clip, but I like what you said. So should we call it? Should we like really break down the idea he was printing and not just say it was suspicion? You're welcome, McGellen. So. Ali and McGellen asked me to send them that video. I just text both you guys the video, so you're welcome. Go ahead, bro.
I think definitely so. It's worth a breakdown again because even though I feel like I get what he's trying to say and I agree with it, but I think it's just the phrasing of it doesn't sit well with me. So, because what I try to do is I try to understand things from a position of I'm not a believer. I don't know nothing about God. I don't know what this because he was coming from it. He was coming at it from a biblical stance and from a believer's stance. But if I'm not a believer, then I'm gonna take that as okay. I should just trust everybody, and then maybe this God will throw something in my lap, and that ain't how it works.
That's interesting. So, what would you say to a suspicious person when it comes to managing your emotions and feelings about what you've gone through in the past and how it pertains to your present situation?
Right. I believe it's very important to guard your heart, but not put up a wall.
Good Lord.
I feel like sometimes people get, when you say guard your heart, that means guard it with a metal plate and then build a 5-story wall in front of it and then put an obstacle course in front. No, guarding your heart just means everybody doesn't deserve access to your heart. You know what I mean? You have to be very wise on who you allow into your personal space. That could seem cool. He could be a nice guy. She could be a nice girl. You guys went out on a couple of dates, and that don't mean that you deserve to know the inner workings of my soul. You know what I'm saying? So, and in that aspect, that's when I think it will be the transition into why you should trust God and the benefits of praying about certain set of situations and all of these things.
Vicky said it's her current battle. I have to work extra hard to find that balance of discernment and not automatically holding someone to what someone else has done.
I feel like an easy way to do that is to ask yourself questions. Okay, why am I holding this person to this? Is it because they did something similar to the last person? Because if that's the case, you already know where you're operating out of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm ready to punish you.
Yeah, exactly.
There's things that the other person did that I never got to get them back for. So your first offense is going to really be me retributing them for their 7th offense. So you're going to be like, yo, the punishment don't fit the crime, but this person is paying for everybody who's done it, who you didn't get a chance to get back on.
Yep.
Solid.
Yeah, man. It's I kind of like what Amber is saying here. I didn't read the whole thing, but that first little sentence, she said, I give people trust, and they are the ones that determine if it can be kept between us with what they do with it. Now, I don't emotionally invest into them until they've held on to trust long enough to make the comfortable to emotionally trust them. Make me comfortable to emotionally trust them. That's good. That's good. The only thing with that, Amber, I would say in my mind is I feel like those principles are dope, but I've tried that before and it's turned into one of those things almost like now you're dangling, not saying you, but it can turn into dangling the carrot like, okay, you're not there yet. I need you to jump through one more hoop for you to prove to me, because I don't want nobody to have to prove to me that I can be trusted or that they can be trusted. I want it to be a natural dynamic to where we've been put in these situations and I was able to trust you in these situations. I don't want to have to say, okay, let me throw this out here and see if I can trust them. Okay, because to me that turns into game plan.
Yeah, that's good. Back down memory lane.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking like, yeah, that was multiple situations. You know, your brother is very optimistic and very giving, and I'm just giving people trust from the gate till they violate it. And I'm also working on not just, you know, terminating people after their first offense, because I give so much rope and because I give so much room, and so because it's so hard to offend me. Once it's actually done, it's hard for me to give people a second strike. Like, listen, if you gonna disrespect this after all that, that's it. One and done. And I preach, don't do unto others what you don't want done back to you. And I'm willing to live by that. Like, but I know people make mistakes, so I'm trying to be gracious.
And that gracious part, and just allowing people to mess up and be human is, I think, key for me in the season that I'm in. You know what I mean? Because I've just noticed, not just me, but people take offense to every little thing. And it's like, the reason you got your feelings hurt is because you put this person on a pedestal and acted like they were God's gift to women or God's gift to men. And now you realize,
I'm sorry, I wasn't talking about me. Sorry.
No, oh, right. And now that you realize that Donnie isn't, no, but now that you realize these people aren't, whether it be family members, whether it be homeboys, homegirls, now your feelings are hurt. But you know what I mean? Is it their fault that they're human? Is it their fault that they make mistakes that because you feel like they shouldn't make them? To me, no. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there'll be a lot more genuine friendships, a lot more genuine relationships if everybody wouldn't think that, oh, you did this to hurt me. You knew you shouldn't have. Don't everybody know? Because I've been friends with Donnie for years, don't mean that I know or he knows what I the standard that I hold him to. Because like just the other day, Donnie showed up to my best friend's funeral. I didn't know he was going to show up. I didn't ask him to show up. Had no idea. When he showed up,
funeral crashers.
Right. That they need to make a movie, not wedding crashers, but funeral crashers. That'd definitely be you.
Yeah.
And I didn't know I needed anybody in my circle there until he showed up. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where people can't just assume that, oh, this person knows me, so they should know that they're supposed to do this for me. And if they don't know, now I'm in my feelings. My feelings is hurt. I don't want to be your friend no more. Like, what?
Yeah.
How about we just have a damn conversation? I think, and it's funny, it keeps coming back to communication, but it's the only way.
It's a powerful tool.
Like one of the most powerful.
If you ain't got nothing else, get just a communication.
Yeah, man. It's yeah, man. It's a concept that's not easy to grasp though, because we're still human. We still fall into our emotions. We still want what we want. Even
though, like last week, I said, Babyface said he got something that's better than words. You know, I'm just not gonna let us slide past that. You know, just you got something. See, even from over here, I'm looking out for you. You got something on your face, man. I can see it. Just go ahead and get that off. Just a little,
because nobody in the thing,
cocaine right there, huh?
Nobody in the chat was gonna say nothing either. They was just gonna let
they're not your real friends.
Wow,
they're not. Just fans. Wow. They just fans. They're just not your real friend. I like but you know what? Now let's talk about some stuff. Now this is a tough topic for me. Reginald said that common sense isn't common, and when he said that, it reminded me of how people say, "Well, you know, everybody's different," and like, how would people know? Listen, I feel like he's right. There are some common foundational things that everybody knows who's actually studied relationships, any degree of studying. Like, and this is what I tell people all the time: if you want to have a friend, study what friendship should be like. Study what it takes to make a friendship.
That's tricky.
Work with me. Don't just walk into it ignorant. Have some kind of foundation that can be customized.
Got you.
If you walk into it ignorant, like you have no idea and no clue, I feel like that's irresponsible. To go into a situation where you're asking someone to depend on you, but you have no idea even how this thing could work. You don't even have a bad example of how this can work. So somebody can say, no, it's not exactly like that. It's like this. At least learn the language, communication, loyalty, vulnerability, transparency, consistency. At least know what those words mean before you say, I want to be somebody's friend, or I want them to be my friend, so that when we have a conversation, you understand the ideology behind friendship. Because it's not what some people are really looking for, someone to serve them. They're looking for a maid. Friendship is different. Friendship is about dependability. You still got a little cocaine on your eye, just a little bit. I don't know why you just keep. It's the other eye.
It's not this one.
Nope, it's the other. It's only two of them. Yep, there it go.
No, I got a third one that you just can't see.
First of all, I don't know about your third nothing.
Jesus
all right,
Christ. I'm gonna say third leg, nigga.
Anyway, I'll leave the whole show. Brother, don't get started. I'm ready for you tonight.
So what happens though? Because I agree with you. You do need to have some type of knowledge of how relationships work, but I feel like when people come into relationships and they feel they have this knowledge, like the things that you listed off, then now you put that upon me to also have this knowledge, and I may not have it. I may just be this free spirit. I just want to flow with things, and you know what I mean. So now, does that make me wrong because I don't have the knowledge that you have in the relationship?
So there's a difference between not having the knowledge I have and not having no knowledge at all. A free spirit enters into a friendship a very specific way. Yeah. They understand some things, but this is how they choose to do it in a free spirit way. It doesn't mean that they don't understand how this works. This is just how I want to do it from what I understand.
I like that shirt.
You and Pookie. I'm gonna have to get y'all. I'm gonna get some made. I'm gonna just print them on out.
Where you gonna do that at, Donovan?
Mike, you already know, bro. You already this was before I met you. This was before I met you. These t-shirts were made before I knew who Stoic Printing was.
It's fine.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it here. You wouldn't like it. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes it here.
I get it. Okay, that's it. That's it. Let's see what did Reggie say. Reggie said, "If you can't accept change and the differences between the two, it will not work." Agreed. Agreed.
He said it a few sentences before. He said, "And do not forget the accepting. Accepting. I will not. That's equally as important." Yeah, okay, McJellin. Emotional intelligence is very essential. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And Nakia says not cocaine. So let's not bring that into the friendship, I guess. I'm gonna just delete that. I'm just
edit that out. Edit that out.
Definitely not. That's going in the commercial. All right. Did we talk it into the wall? We good?
I think we're good. I think we're good. I think Reggie put a period on it.
He did. Yeah. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Reggie, appreciate you. All right, we got a short little dop.
I want soft women, but you keep making things hard. Y'all want soft women, but you keep making things hard. I want soft women, but you keep making things hard. Y'all want soft women, but you keep making things hard.
Mike, don't like it at all. Mike, I see your face. You like you just had some Chipotle. What's wrong, bro? Huh?
So she's saying, I'm assuming she's saying a lot of men want these soft women, and
but
the women are not
making things hard.
So the women are not being soft because the men are making things too difficult for them to be soft. Okay.
And the next video goes as such.
I mean, like, me personally, I feel like that's passing the buck, but and not taking any accountability.
I'm happy you said that. Where does the responsibility of your responses to any given situation fall on what the other person does? I think that
it should be the last thing.
Okay. So if it's on the list, it's the last thing.
Yes,
that's good. Because isn't this a conversation about character?
Yes.
Isn't this about who you are? And if who you are is dependent on how somebody else is with you, then who does that make you?
That you're not really that person. You're that.
You're not
based on something.
You're not her.
You're not her.
And you're not him.
And you're not him, sir. Unfortunately,
you are whoever I can provoke you into being.
That's really good. That's really good. And I didn't learn that until me and my ex separated, because initially, the blame was all on her. And, it took me having to really look at myself and hold the mirror up, and even being with Jay, to hold the mirror up and be like, yeah, my guy, like, as good as you thought you were in these relationships, and as much of a provider, and all this other stuff you thought you were, nah, you weren't him. And that sucks. That sucks to come to that when you have this, you've painted this picture in your mind of the type of person you are, and then you wake up and you realize, like, that's not even you. You painted a picture of somebody else. You just got your face on them.
Good Lord.
Yeah, man. Yep. So, but it's also a blessing though, because now you can step back and say, okay, you can trace your steps back. Where did I go wrong? Okay, I did that wrong. Let me correct that. Okay, why did this not work? Okay, I had the part to play in that. That's why that didn't work. I said it was her, but it really was me. I was the one tripping. I was the one acting egotistical and all these narcissistic traits. Okay, we can fix all. So it does help, but a lot of people don't want to. Holding up that mirror is difficult. It's difficult.
Is it difficult, or is it difficult because it's unfamiliar, or is it actually innately difficult to hold up the mirror?
I think it's innately difficult to hold up the mirror simply because I don't think that anybody wants to see fault in themselves. In order to hold up that mirror, you have to be looking, because when you hold up the mirror, usually when people hold up a mirror, let's just talk about beauty. Usually when people hold up the mirror, it's to make sure they look good. The mirror type of holding up the mirror I'm talking about is to see the bad.
Like the cocaine you had on your eye.
Right.
Gotcha. Exactly. I think that the
right off the
wow. First of all, I'm not an expert, but I don't think that's how it's done.
See, and that's how ladies and gentlemen, he is not
that's how it ended up in his eye.
Right.
That's what he said. All right, wow. So I think
what do you think?
The difficulty associated with holding up a mirror, I believe, really comes down to the size of your ego. How much you've dealt with your ego is, I think that's because what would get offended at a fault you see in the mirror? Your ego. Because outside of that, your humility and your humanity wants to see if something is wrong and say, okay, how can I develop that and work on it? There's an ease and there's a grace associated with the ego is in denial and doesn't want those things pointed out. And so I think that the size of your ego really determines how difficult holding up the mirror in front of yourself would be. Yeah. I want to do a shout out real quick, bro. Reginald said, I just moved to LA from DC and my fiance turned me on to y'all podcast. I'm enjoying the conversation on the topics. Shout out
Reggie Red.
Shout out to you and your fiance, and and your input. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We see you here offering that those comments that just might help, and we appreciate you.
And here's the thing: we love our female viewers that tune in and they offer their point of view. Sometimes they offer their advice, and whether we agree with it or not, we always appreciate it. But it's something when a brother, chimes in and has something legit to say that kind of hits a little bit different for me, because you know, we don't. Our most of our viewer base is female, and
Most of our interactive, like the people who actually say something.
Yes.
Yeah,
are female. So to see a brother actually speak up and say something is refreshing. I would like to see more of it, because we don't want it to just be, you know what I mean, just all ladies. We don't want it to just be all men. To have a great mixture is a good thing to me.
Let me tell you what I feel like we're doing here, though. I feel like we're creating a safe environment because we said that Carrie said nobody can be on the show, but you know, the men who host the show. I think that men come into environments like this because there's so many podcasts about relationship out there. They come into this environment and be very quiet to kind of see what the hell's going on. Like, if I say something, will I be protected? This is the same reason why men shut up in relationships, because they don't feel safe. They don't feel protected. They feel like even with their own partner, they will be villainized to some degree or not heard emotionally, and be disrespected or shut down. And I can't put my hands on you, but what do I do when I feel disrespected and nobody's trying to protect me? I'm gonna take matters to my own hands, or if I'm a man of my word, I'm a good man, I'm just gonna lead a situation. I'm happy brothers are listening in, and I know a lot of them are behind the scenes because they email us. So I appreciate that. And I'm committed to doing my best to make sure this is a safe environment for men to actually comment, because I know that as a man myself, that's what I'm often looking for.
Yeah, man. That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah. All right, bro. Before we get into halftime, let's get another one in. Oof, no, we're saving that one. Mike, you can chime in on this one.
If I feel like it. You're gonna tell me what to do, maybe?
No, I won't.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna delete that thing. Watch.
Well, if you delete it, I got this one.
You need to go to therapy. You need to go to therapy. Get yourself.
All right. You win. You win.
All right. One more before halftime.
All right.
Are you tired of repeating yourself 1, 2, 3, 4 times when you speak to your husband? Trust me, I get it. My husband almost didn't survive from one of those times. Let me give you the #1 tool. It's one sentence that you have to say before you start communicating about your topic. Hey babe, is now a convenient time to talk about insert subject? It'll only take insert how many minutes. Seriously, say that sentence and then wait. It is the most amazing tool. I think it saved my marriage, and it is the key to never walking away from your spouse feeling like you weren't heard. Are you tired of repeating yourself?
Hey, is now a good time? It will only take this long.
That first part, yeah. The time, no, because I've gotten to a point to where I enjoy the conversations with my partner, even if they're the uncomfortable conversations, because I feel like whatever it is, if it's important to you, it'll help the relationship grow somehow.
So you're willing to just throw everything else, like, no matter what you're doing?
Well, remember, she asked, is cool not right now a good time to talk? So
okay, so you got to answer that first.
Yeah, it's up to me to say, oh, let's talk a little bit later. Let's
I was gonna say, because I thought you were those people that drive in front of me. I hate it. I see the guy driving and he's talking to his woman, but you know, women require eye contact. So this brother's looking at her while they're driving, and it's just unsafe, and he's driving super slow. If that's one thing that I pet peeve while I'm driving, stop looking your passengers in the face when you're talking to them. You have a main responsibility, and that's to keep your eyes on the road. I know she wants eye contact. Pull over. Don't look at them in the face.
Is that worse than wearing a mask in the car by yourself?
I don't know, because if you just had Chipotle, you might need to keep that mask on. Because boy,
what's up with you and Chipotle? You had a bad experience recently.
Blow yourself out. No, because we played a video in the beginning, and the guy, you saw it, about, you know, what it takes to romanticize, make a man feel special. And who was it? Allie said, if a man just shows up naked with Chipotle, you know, that works for me. I feel special. I'm like, you don't want to be naked after you ate Chipotle, or at the same time is eating
Chipotle.
Listen, that's the easiest way to get a six pack, bro. It's gonna put fort is actually the word I'm actually thinking about. Fort. It'll be a lot of forting. You know what I'm saying? A lot of chili down the leg.
Listen,
you know.
So yeah, what about you though? So I don't the time aspect of that, I don't think is a big deal for me. But
I love that part.
And that asking, hey, can we talk about something? That part I think I like, but the time, because clearly it's something important to you, or you wouldn't have brought it to me. So for me then to put you on a time schedule, it's like it's like saying, yeah, I got time, but only the amount of time I want to have. And then that totally negates everything she's trying to do.
Okay. I like both aspects. I like the asking, is this a good time? Because me personally, I know that there's times when my mental capacity is different.
Yeah.
And when I'm in a more settled space, my emotions are settled, my thoughts are clear. I'm not rambling. I actually have the capacity to actively listen. You know what I'm saying to you, versus like if it's late night and I know this might take a while for us to really dig into and resolve, I don't necessarily want to go to bed that way, but I might have to make that sacrifice because I want my partner to get something off their chest. And so I know how to make those accommodations, but I love the part of asking, is this a good time? And how long do they think it's going to take? I also under the understanding that time is probably going to be wrong. It's probably, in my experience with the women I've dated, this time management has never really been a strength for the women I've chosen to date.
Is it time management, or is it, because I feel like as a man, we have this innate instinct to cringe at the words, "Can we talk?" or "I need to talk to you." In my dealings with women, it's always like what you want to talk about? Is it good?
When she says, "Can we talk?" I want to talk. You have like talking. Not that one.
No, that's also terrible. Yeah. I like what Red said. He said, "I'm a rip the Band-Aid off kind of person. Just say it and let's get into it." That's how I am. But see, the person Janae is not like that. Janae likes to process and to, you know, it may take 3 days to, but that's something that I have to learn to work with. You know what I mean? Because sometimes your communication styles are not always going to be exactly the same in every situation. It's up to you or your partner to bend a little bit. Both of y'all bend, one of y'all bend, but you know, it's just one of those things you got to make adjustments in relationships.
Everybody can bend and play Twister. I get that. I just don't like the idea of just like ripping the Band-Aid off. Like, I believe that some things can't be unsaid. And so I think somebody said in the comments about being a processor, I know there's grace and everything, but sometimes it's like certain things can be a little more filtered if you recognize that maybe I need to take this to God first, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe I need to think about how my partner is. I don't want to walk into and say whatever I want, ignorant of what I know about my partner, because then I can create another problem for myself. Even though those times may come up where I do that, but don't make it a habit. Don't make it a go-to protocol. I'm saying.
Yeah. So how would that work? Because you're saying, because I know, for instance, I know how she'll react to most situations.
Mm-hmm.
The things I say, the way I say it, certain trigger words, I know what not to use, I know what not to say. So if she says, "I want to talk," and like we want to just rip the Band-Aid off, I have all the tools I need to be able to handle this situation because I know my partner. So how can anything negative get into that conversation if I'm acting accordingly? I know my partner, even if, you know, like Red said, we rip the Band-Aid off and we get into it and we start talking about these things that are important to her. I know the words that I shouldn't use. I know, you know, the okay, babe, I understand. I know everything to say. So how are we letting anything negative? How are we letting this turn into a heated argument? Why are we arguing at this point?
One, because I haven't been in a long-term relationship like you have. So that's good. Maybe that's something I can look forward to as a hope. So I do like that. I appreciate that. I look forward to it. I look forward to not having that worry, brother. That's beautiful. I was sitting there listening to you like, one day, Jesus, make it so, you know, Ray J, if I had one wish, you know, so I appreciate that. Now, two, wow. I will say this. You understand and know your partner until they pop something new on you. Like, oh, this is what's happening here. I had all the tools to build what I know you normally want to create, but what about something new shows up?
That's
what you got for the
more communication. Like, hey,
more communication.
I don't know where that came from, and it kind of took me by surprise. It made me feel like just before I got on the show, when we were driving back from Arizona, Janae had said something, and I kind of processed it, and I told her, I was like, yeah, that we haven't even talked about it yet, so maybe I shouldn't talk about it to y'all first.
Look,
But anyway.
I'm just learning so much right now. Look, you keep coming, bro. That's you just doing you're dropping nuggets right now.
No,
I didn't even talk to her about that. I'm gonna shut up for it. There's another band-aid we got to rip off tonight after the show.
Right. But to make a long story short, though, and not give all the details, but it was basically when these things happen, when your partner.
See, I'm gonna take Mike off the show because he's about to get himself in trouble. This is what I'm talking about here. This brother said you ain't got to make the story short for us. Like, listen, you better check in before you
listen, baby. I run this damn relationship, okay, and I hope she's watching. Damn it. I don't care. Shit.
Huh?
Sorry.
Huh? I'm sorry, baby.
Sorry.
Jay, it wasn't my idea.
No, but seriously though, when your partner says something or does something that may be off in your opinion, it's just a matter of talking about it. Hey, you said this, and man, it hurt my feelings. What did you mean by it? What did you? Because sometimes we don't say things like that. We don't communicate it that our feelings have been hurt because we're like, oh, that's small. They probably didn't mean it like that. But what if? But what if they did mean it like that? Yeah. That's something y'all need to talk about. What if directly what she or he said, they meant exactly those words, but you trying to? I don't want to cause any shit.
Yeah,
y'all in a relationship. What are we doing?
That's for me. That's something I got to work on. I'm quick to be like, nah, my optimism, right? I need to start those conversations. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. Reggie, he about to be in trouble with me. He one comment away from being invited on the show. One comment, get your camera ready, brother. He said, I don't get offended because I understand she is not responsible for how I receive it. Exactly. It's just her job to deliver the message.
Yeah.
Bruh.
But in that, the delivery of the message still needs to be tactful.
Listen, you could deliver my paycheck in a wet envelope as long as I get my money.
What if it's not signed though?
That ain't got nothing to do with delivery. That's process, bro. Don't blame me.
You just can't cash the check. Got it. You okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a hair dryer and put that thing on. Listen. She said, I am watching. What up, Jay?
Yeah. Hey, sweet thing.
That brother tone totally changed. Okay. Yeah, that's good. All right, let's get back to it. What you got, Vic? She said, Donovan, you're right. Things can't be unsaid. I believe you can rip the Band-Aid off, but I believe you may need to slow the pace a touch, if nothing else, for both of you to process things. Okay, the pace, that's another important, a very important aspect of presenting things to your partner. You coming in real hot. Hot.
I just had a flash of what that actually looks like. So, when you cut yourself, you put the Band-Aid on there, and then it kind of scabs up under the Band-Aid. Usually when you kind of pull the Band-Aid off a little bit at a time, or you wet the Band-Aid and then pull it off, you're good. But sometimes when you rip it off, the scab rips off too, and you have more bleeding. And that's the same thing in conversation. Sometimes that ripping the Band-Aid off may cause more damage. It still's gonna heal.
You got to start over again.
You still get the Band-Aid off, and it's off, but now you it's bleeding, and now you gotta let me put some ointment back on there, put the Band-Aid back on there, re-let it hit. You know what I mean? So
I'm happy you got on the show tonight. It's the days you feel you're the most stupid that you actually offer the most wisdom. I appreciate you. Listen, I never want you to be prepared again. This is good. Yeah. That's good, man. It is halftime. It is halftime. Dun, 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 dun. As promised, go ahead, Mike. Do what you do, man. I'm gonna get the slow jams ready. Do what you do, my friend.
What slow jams? What are we doing? Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you tuning in thus far to maybe this will help the podcast. If you're not already following our social media,
go ahead. It's background music. My bad.
That's foreground music. What you mean? damn background music. If you guys aren't already following our social media platforms, please go do so at this time. Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Also, we are on this podcast and we try to come on every single Sunday. As you guys know, it's not free. It's not free. We definitely have to come out of our pocket on a monthly basis for things like this. I don't know if anybody I do know if anybody saw, but we had a live show, and we want to start doing more things like that for you guys, so we can get to see you guys in person. But with that, this is where Donnie comes in after he finishes his solo.
Listen, I'm doing my job tonight. Listen. If you want more of this lip sync karaoke, go to Maybe This Will Help Cash App page, $ Maybe This Will Help. The people asked for a little bit of love ballads during the halftime.
They didn't ask you for that. You said that you were going to start doing it, and they said, okay.
Same thing. So it's the same thing. Listen, come on, Vicky, tell them. Listen, is it something I can give in exchange for everything you give to me? Listen, I'll tell you right now, if God gave me the gift to sing, it'd be over for you niggas. Okay, but not for real. Go to Cash App. Mike, you know how to sing, bro.
Don't do that. That was years ago.
God gave you light eyes and a voice, and you just stingy. That's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, if you feel like you want to donate to the show, now he don't even look in the camera. Go to Cash. Listen, you the eye candy of the show. Look up so the people can give us money. $ Maybe This Will Help. Leave your lips out, though. Don't do that. I don't want none of that. All right.
Do we have any more viewers left after this food? Sheesh. I just saw the viewers just falling. We had 2 viewers now. God,
that's your face. All right. Don't feel bad for him, Carrie. Don't feel bad for him at all. Mike be on here starting trouble.
Thank
this brother. All right. Anyway.
Never.
All right. Come on. Vicky said, come on and bless us, Mike. Right there.
It's always her. She's always the agitator. Vicky, stop it.
No, that ain't it?
No,
that's fine.
Like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all ready to get into the second half of the show, just say, forever mine. Listen. No? Okay. That's fine. That's fine. All right. Nigga, please. Okay. That's how Mike is disrespectful. Every time I try to give y'all a good show, this nigga comes on here with cocaine on his eyes. And he just...
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it here. You wouldn't like it. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes it here.
It's the theme song of the entire show. We got another video come up for you guys right now. Get ready for this one. Mike, I sent this one to you throughout the week. It's a minute and 31 seconds, but it's a hell of a video. You guys,
did you ask the people what their favorite part of the show was thus far? Did you tell them to go tag a friend?
I was singing.
See, not on your job.
Hey, can't nobody touch that one. You can't resist that one. I don't care how mad you are.
You're right.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Strawberry, raspberry, all them sweet things.
Terrible.
All right, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get into the second half of the show. Tag somebody. Tell us what your favorite part of the show was so far in the comments. My favorite part of the show so far has been Reginald's comments and Vicky Valancourt. I've loved her comments. If you know where Vicky Valancourt is from, name the movie. We'll send you some money from the Cash App. We got about 75 cents. 10% of that is yours. What's up?
If I name the movie, do I get the money?
What is it?
I forgot.
You're a hater.
I didn't know it though.
Water Boy.
Yes.
Vicky Valancourt.
Bobby
Boucher. Hey. Yeah. She showed me her boobies, and I like them too. All right, tag somebody, tell them to come on the show. What has been your favorite thing? Look, Vicky want that 7.5 cents. that we offered.
Right.
Make sure she gets.
She can have it.
She can have it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, about to get the second half of the show. Tag somebody and tell us what your favorite part of the show was. The reason we asked you to tell us what your favorite part of the show was because some people come and watch this on rebroadcast. They see your comments, and it really helps them to focus in on certain parts of the show they may have missed, and that is what helps them. So everybody gets to contribute to maybe this will help. Mike is over there cupcaking, so let me put on some cupcaking music. It's that Drew Hill, April Showers. I bet you over there singing to Jay, ain't you?
You the one that brought her up.
Low life.
She done popped up because
I'm about to say she pull up on me. Right. Telling our business. What happens on the drive to Arizona stays on the drive to Arizona. All right. Speaking of, this is I know Jay wishes she could change you. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one up for y'all. Here you go.
What is the one thing about me that you would like to change?
I don't know if I have something that I would change about you.
You preaching and you ain't even preaching.
I don't have those thoughts in my prayer time. If I'm praying for you, my prayer is to not God change him, but God help me to understand the man that you created. Wow. Help me understand his past, how he grew up, what he experiences in his day to manifest the words that he says, the emotions that he has. God help me to understand him. So I don't really have anything that I would change about you.
Here's the principle, is that many times we want to change our spouse into being us. And that's where a lot of fights is breaking out because truthfully, most people want to make their spouse them. For example, many times when I get frustrated with you, it's like because you're late and I'm on time or I think that my kind of time is the best kind of time, but you've never not gotten on stage on time. You've never not been prepared to preach a message. Everything that you do, you still get it done. You just don't do it like I would do it. There is a temptation for me to change you to want to be me. For you to say there's nothing that you would want to change about me is really a principle that can help so many people because so many people have so many things about their spouse they want to change. Instead of saying, God, change me to be able to handle my spouse.
Right.
They want to change somebody else. And this is what we've learned is that you can never change another human being. Only God can change that person. What is the one thing?
Talk to me, bro.
So I liked it. I liked it. And I actually sent that to a couple friends of ours and to Jay just to get their feedback. I was all for it. And I think it's something that should be used on both ends before we react, before we pass judgment. Let's take a minute to try to understand their past and try to understand how they were raised and try to understand why they're even thinking the way that they're thinking. Because like I've told Jay many times, like we don't think the same on a lot of different issues, and that's mainly because we didn't grow up the same. The types of relationships that we've been through, both bad and good, aren't the same. So a lot of things that we don't have eye to eye, but it's not about saying, oh, you're wrong about that, or how could you see things that way. It's not about that. It's more so about I see like trying to understand, like, okay, I can see how you can see it that way. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that's all that's needed. We don't gotta agree. We don't even gotta agree. But just the fact that I can recognize, like, okay, she's valid in that. Like, okay, I can see why she will react to this, but now let me explain why I did XYZ. So maybe that can help.
When you start digging into like those kind of things, that's why communication is so important in relationships, because that's going to spark a whole lot of conversation.
Right.
That's going to spark a whole lot of conversation. And, you know, a lot of people want to be in a relationship, but don't have time for relationship. They want to be in a relationship, but they don't have time to have these kind of conversations. And that's why their relationship looks the way it looks, because you really don't have time. Relationship they take time. They take time, they take energy, they take focus, they take a lot of different things. And you have to look at yourself and say, do I have this? Again, before I say I want to be in a relationship, like what does it cost? What's the cost?
Yo, this is good. Oh my God. Do we have a couple on the show? Do we have the couple on the show? Is Shanna and Reggie? Is that Reggie's fiance? Because Shanna said,
don't be trying to marry this man off to the wrong woman. Just verify it first.
Shanna said, I don't need Reggie to change, but I need him to tone down the DC aggression and Dr. Cali calmness. Hey,
wow.
Cali calmness out here, brother. I'm gonna have to agree with your woman on this one, bro.
What? No. Nigga, that DC aggressive keeping her safe. You gotta calm down. These Cali cats be soft, nigga.
That's dope. That's dope.
Hey, no, I looked at brother and said, yes, don't be agreeing for the sake of agreement. Let's start some trouble around here. Listen, I'm turning this love ballad off. Where my little Wayne? Because y'all niggas is
that's funny. Yo, so this is what, so remember I said I sent this to Jay in the video, and this is what she said. She said, this is a good message, although I don't fully agree. No woman is going to say they don't want to change a man that steps out in their relationship. For me, I don't want to fundamentally change who you are, but I do want to change how you react to past trauma, which I believe in turn will help with stepping out. I think this applies to similar scenarios. She said in the video, I think this video applies to similar scenarios that they reference, like being on time, picking up, doing dishes, etc. There are different ways to skin a cat, but you still get the same outcome in the end.
So this makes me think of what Mike Todd said at Transformation Church, the difference between changing someone and transforming someone. Changing is about bringing in, like, I guess, different things and new things that might not be what that person is. Transforming might be more around rearranging how they do certain things. When I just heard her response, it sounds like what she said she would change is really just offering a new tool to help you process past trauma. It's like, it's really not changing a person. It's offering an additional tool that they can use to.
I got a question.
All right.
It's going to be left field. Don't have nothing to do with, well, kind of for me it does. So I have a question.
Cocaine?
I got the
What's your question, dog?
You've been watching Snowfall lately? That's what it is. Snowfall that came back on, and you on? Okay.
Right. Hey, remember we went to the Cheesecake Factory, or where did we go? And the lady said I look like the dude from Snowfall.
Yep. Was that Del Frisco's? Was that when we went to Del Frisco's?
Nah, this was the one in the marina.
Oh, yep, Cheesecake.
Rude.
Yep.
Go ahead. What's your question, man?
So what happens when this past trauma that you're healing from, and that you're on straight and narrow, but what happens when something from the past comes back and comes to light in your present? Now you're not this guy anymore. You're not, but it's new information to your partner. You see what I'm saying? So now your partner is triggered by this new information, but it was from the past.
Okay.
So what is the fix? I don't think the word I want is fix, but I'll say fix until I can think of the word I want.
What's the fix? How do you fix it?
Yeah.
What's broken?
So I guess it would be trust, because it's like, oh, I know this was then, but you lied about it, and I'm finding out about it now. So it's just like it's putting me back into that space. Even though he's done all the work to, and doing the work to be this new guy, but now, from what I gather, now he's feeling like, damn, so I'm right back in square one, even though I've been working mad hard to be this guy, and now I feel like I'm back in square one. And she's feeling like now I'm re-triggered, and you doing good now, but you lied then, and now I'm fine. So now I'm feeling like so both parties are like on.
Yeah, I got you. I'll tell you what the solution is. Here it is. Reframing therapy. Some people wait until something goes wrong to go to counseling and therapy. Make it a part of your regular routine as a couple. Even if things are going well, go to therapy. That way, certain things can come up with a mediator in the room, whether they were lied about previously or whether they're new things that you had forgot about. In that kind of environment, they can come up in a safe way where translation of a pure or proper translation is more likely to happen. I think that's going to continue to be the solution. Some people just wait until something is broken. You don't have to wait until something is broken or something is wrong to go talk to someone. Stay in consistent communication with either a mentor couple or a counselor. That way, when these things come up, you're already in a space where solution is the motivation anyway. I think that's a great solution.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I also like Ali and Monique's solution. She said that is where a woman who knows how to pray does her part to help y'all move forward. Because sometimes in situation like this, even though both people are triggered, prayer legit is like, that's it. That's all you can do is pray. That he has to pray for her, she has to pray for him.
But you said something though. You didn't just say something came up with triggering. You said something that you lied about.
Yeah.
So that's that's a whole different component. Like, I did ask you about this and you lied about it, and now here we are.
Yeah.
And things ain't looking like what you said they would be.
Yeah.
In these type of situations. So it's different when your partner is re-triggered and you're trying to figure out how to support them and it's triggering versus when they lied about it. But
that's good.
As our other brother always says, trust your choice. If you're going to choose somebody, then that means that when something goes left, you're very aware and attentive to what they're saying and what they're feeling because they were your choice. And so at that point, you're really looking like, okay, I need to pay attention to what my choice is saying. I was talking to my friend earlier this week about, trusting your choice. When you cheat on the person that you chose, who are you really cheating on? If that's the person you chose, you cheating on your choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying to you? So therein lies a different type of issue. But you have to learn that if I'm choosing this person holds a certain amount of responsibility that I'm willing to yield to. And so in those situations, best thing you could do is try to get right and apologize and hope that grace that isn't mandatory will be present.
Yeah. Agreed. What else we got here?
Whew.
Amber said, forgive everything he said. Forgive everything. He said it. I'm thinking she's saying, forgive everything he said and did, and everything he did say he didn't do and say out loud. Okay.
I'm black and I'm proud. Oh. Mm-hmm.
I leave it all at the cross. Cover did the blood of Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Then ask God what his truth is and embrace his truth. Focus on God's truth and look for it. Don't forget to break also ties, taking back everything that belongs to you and giving back everything that belongs to them covered in the blood.
Yeah, clap for Mike for getting through that paragraph.
Rough out here,
Yo, listen, let me know before we even go anywhere. Amber says, sorry for the voice text. I got my kids in my face. Mike does the same thing. This brother will send me the most coded message that I got to try to figure out. Oh,
but
sorry.
Do you figure it out?
Not even with prayer. Not even with prayer.
But you see how I knew what Amber was trying to say? We speak in the same language.
I speak the same language.
You good in my book.
Damn Da Vinci Code. I'm supposed to figure this out.
Stupid. Red said, again, it goes back to accepting. You have to accept what happened and be willing to talk about it if fixing the issue is what is wanted.
Let me ask you a
I
question.
agree with that. Go ahead.
I'm going to ask you and Reggie a question in.
Shoot.
When is enough enough? Because if you're not married, that means you haven't really made a commitment till death do us part. So prior to marriage, is there a point that accepting is no longer on the table?
I mean, I think that's up to the individual person. Some people
I'm asking you.
Ask me. To me,
you ever ask yourself, is there anything this person could ever do that make me say I'm done? I'm done choosing you every morning.
I have asked myself that, and for me, the answer is no.
Amen. Amen.
If I'm being honest, I would like there to be so I can have a good comeback, but I got nothing, and she knows that.
The cocaine on the face. I get it. That's good.
Who you think got it for me?
That's true. You always got to have a good white friend. You get the best. Sorry, Jay. I love you. Just light skin.
Red said,
the willingness.
When you no longer are willing to understand to make things better. Yeah, I like that, Reg.
Willingness. And see, I like that because
yeah, go ahead.
You stirred up. You stirred up.
Nope.
It ain't always about ability. Sometimes I'm not willing. I could. I'm just not willing. And this goes back to conversation I had on my Sabbath. I was praying, conversation. I was talking to myself, but still a conversation. And what came up was that God put love inside of all of us. It's all about who we choose to give it to. He tells us in his word who to give it to, but we can't say, I can't love you. I'm just choosing not to. Love is in us to give away. Forgiveness is in us to give away. The disrespect is in us to give away. Just got to choose who deserves it at some point.
Oh man, and clearly she was on the list. Cool. But nah, that's good because yeah, once you and I guess
Go
that's
black.
legit. Once you
Go
get
black
to
and
that-
never go back.
Nope. Once you get to that point, and it's just like, you know what, I don't even care to even try to. For me, it's when I'm no longer upset by the offense. It's not. I'm not even bothered by it no more. It's like, okay, yeah,
okay, fair enough.
What I mean, you're not gonna answer your own question, or
what was? When is I ain't been. I'm not in a relationship, so I don't think I'm the right person to ask.
That was quick.
Huh? Wow. I told you I'd be in a relationship in 4 days. I'm still working on it. We're not there yet. Trying to get there. When is
Have
enough?
You seen the movie You, the show You?
Nah.
On Netflix.
I see it, but I've never turned it on. I just see the
main character, the guy reminds me a lot of you. You should.
Is he schizophrenic?
He's a stalker.
Hey man, that's love. That's love. That's love. That's what Jesus did. He watched us from day one and then finally decided to pounce on us in the generation of AD.
I've never heard it quite put that way, but
love stalks. Love is a stalker.
That's beautiful.
Jay's doing it right now. That's why you keep looking over your shoulder. That's what love does. It shows up when you least expect it, finding you doing things you probably shouldn't be doing. Love is a stalker. Wow. If the person who loves you don't stalk you, they're not really into you. That's done. That's it. Love can be done casually, not real love. No, I don't think so. No. There's a certain awkwardness associated with real love.
I like that. Love can be done
casually.
You
into me, it should make you feel uncomfortable. If you into me, it should be awkward at times.
I just had an uncomfortable moment yesterday when I was mid breakdown and I got a bear hug with my eyes closed. And it was weird.
I just thought about the same thing because Jay looked at me crazy. Y'all out there hugging and crying, and here I come. I got both of y'all. It's okay.
Right. It was very aggressive. It was very aggressive. But these are the things that uncomfortable love. I get it.
She looked at me and said, "Oh, hi, Donnie." Mike didn't do nothing. He was over there. I was massaging his kidneys just to make sure he was okay. Just I couldn't reach that high to get his shoulder.
Initially, I was like, I know we've been going to the gym, but she got very strong very quick. This is something else. Yeah. Yep. She must have been going without me. I don't know.
No, man. The thing about it, I wasn't sure if you was going down or not. So I was trying to make sure I had a good hold, brother, because you was going through it like I went through it at my cousin's funeral.
Yeah.
Brother, I was a wail. It was a wailing. So I was like, if this brother's going down, she gonna be right on top of him. I had my feet ready. Nigga, talk about it.
You were playing it. You had a good base. You had a good base on you,
bro. Woof. Nigga, timber. There you go. Love is a stalker. That's what I'm talking about. Reggie, what happened, bro? Why you out?
Your foolishness, brother.
Yeah, nigga, watch. That's gonna be the new standard. Make the t-shirt, bro. Yeah. Oh, thank you, McJellin. She said I got the bomb hugs. We met up. What was that? Fridays, and got a good. Low key, Amber, your hug was pretty legit. I will say that. It wasn't on my level, but you working on it. Keep hugging people. You get there. Gotta get your hours in. All right. All right. I got one for you. Let's see. Let's do that one later. How about? We're at the 30-minute mark. Let's tap into this. I think we both familiar with this topic.
So you still celibate? Yeah, I'm still celibate. Word. You don't get tempted. You don't be like, dang, now since I've gotten this so far, it's days where I'll be like, yo, what the fuck? But then I'll be straight. When I wake up, I figure it out. And then that feeling go away. So I'll be like, damn, if I would have gave him some coochie, I would have woke up mad. I would have been mad? Been mad. So it's really just a mind thing. So being celibate, are you able to like use toys or?
That's what I
Are you figuring that out? Are you like?
I do that, but does that not count?
I don't know. I feel like the only person we can really ask is Jesus, and I don't know if he gonna really give us a clear answer. I feel like you're not supposed to have that pleasure.
Listen, man. I'm already doing a big one right now. Something gotta give. Like, something gotta give. It's almost, wait, where we at? A year and 8 months. I just see word the mother.
Shut up. A year and 8 months?
Yes. Yes. It's about to hit 8 in March.
That's why you're so blessed.
If
You
I'm not
God's
mistaken.
favorite.
Yeah, he probably like, girl, you be disciplining
man, I got
yourself
you.
so
Here goes some
much.
lessons. So, you still celibate?
Check this out. Take my blood, my house and my car.
If you ain't never been celibate, this song right here, don't listen to this. If you try to listen, don't listen to certain songs if you're trying to be celibate. Oh, I was like, you ain't gonna say nothing. You on mute, bro.
Nah, I was saying that video was hilarious. I definitely like when she said, I don't think she was like, oh man, she was ready to leave the podcast immediately when old girl said she's not supposed to be doing none of that. I feel like, celibacy, in my opinion,
No. Talk about it, Mike.
Oh, you almost got me. I was about to go. You almost got me. You almost got me, brother.
Go ahead, man.
I think that celibacy in romantic relationships helps with clarity. You realize like your real purpose of being there. Sometimes sex, especially when it's really good sex, tends to cloud judgment, tends to people. I think I said this on the show.
You ain't had sex in a long time. Any sex is good, huh? What you say?
No.
Nope. Okay.
That is not true.
Right.
But a lot of times people end up using sex instead of using communication. So we have an argument. Let's just go have sex. Let's not even talk about it. Let's just
I'm putting on the Babyface song. That's exactly what he said in the song. Go ahead. Whip appeal.
Because the sex was good, that must mean that we resolved the issue. And sometimes I maybe even say a lot of times that's not the case. Good sex doesn't equal.
Mike, I forget how old you are sometimes. Do you know the song? Are you familiar?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
You know when you know you've matured, when it's things that you want to say and you don't say them.
That sounds like being fake, but okay. There it is again. Maturity 2.0. Look at that. I was just testing you. I was making sure you was really mature. Anybody can do it once. Anybody can do it once.
Wow. God is good. God is good.
Hey, we got some witnesses in the chat.
Really like what Carrie said. We'll get to it since that's the last comment. We'll get to it after you go through.
So Allison said, not celibate, abstinent. Only nuns, priests, and monks are celibate. Celibacy is a vow. Abstaining is something different. Abstaining till marriage, abstaining.
That's a choice as opposed to a vow.
Or a calling. Yeah, calling is celibacy. Yeah. I had to learn that too. And then I realized I wasn't abstinent or celibate. I just wasn't having intercourse, but I was doing everything else. So I didn't have intercourse for almost 10 years, but Lord knows.
Yeah.
Well, Lord and the lady knows what else was happening during that time. And that's when God started talking to me about, yes, celibacy or abstinence, whatever. But he said purity is what I'm actually looking for. Anyway, Amber McJellin said 3.5 years. By choice or by force? Let's talk about it. Aurora says, I'm at 2 years celibate. And the girl in the video says, you must be God's favorite. I felt punished. Reginald said, being that we was in different coasts and did not physically see each other, see each other for 3 years, it took a mental toughness that I didn't have. Appreciate the honesty. Which one did you see, bro? Do you want to put up?
You answered it. Carrie asked, "What's the difference between celibacy and abstinence?" But I think you.
Whew. Yeah. Hold on. Lotus says she agrees with Allison. What did Allison say? Is that what I read?
Way up there. Oh, she said this, not celibate, abstinent.
Oh, okay. Okay. She was responding to. Okay. Yes.
I like that you guys are actually interacting with each other too. I think that's dope. Not just us. Like I see people talking to each other in the chat. Like, because I think we always say it. I mean, it's called Maybe This Will Help, but maybe you guys will help each other. Maybe you guys will help us. Maybe we'll help y'all. Like it's a
maybe don't depend on me for everything. I'm sorry, got a little aggressive. You got it.
That's that DC aggression that means
at certain times.
See, that sounds like Tourette's though when you do it.
To a weak nigga. Got that weak nigga interpretation. That was good. That was good.
That was very good.
I ain't got a 2 in a long time, man.
That was very good.
Drought around here.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I'll give you that. Well deserved.
I want to comment on this though, because Arroyo says 10 years is a long time. Again, you know what I'm saying? I think that some of the non-Bible, non-scriptural benefit that some people talk about is a term called semen retention.
Mm-hmm.
That's not nothing, you know, that's something totally different in the world, but talking about that regeneration of not just spilling your seed without purpose, it does something for you spiritually and, you know, all that holistically and whatnot. But even with those 10 years, there was a lot of semen spillage because we were engaged in other activities of foreplay. I think that a lot of the benefit associated with abstinence never presented itself because it wasn't under the umbrella of purity, right? Mm-hmm. And so even like when the girl said, like, you know, do you toys and all that kind of stuff, and the girl like, she's like, listen, I'm doing what I can. Something has to give. And I remember brother said, no, not nothing. Ain't nobody nutting. Nobody's nutting around here. no nothing. Put that on a shirt and see if you can sell it at youth camp. How to stay pure.
That's
no
terrible.
nothing.
Jesus.
I've heard people have a lot of different opinions about, even when it comes to toys. You know what I'm saying? What it does to you psychologically and how, you know, can numb you out. Even the electrical current running through your G-spot and how that can later affect something that's not mechanical because you're used to the vibration and the energy associated with that. So, I mean, there's a lot of things around. Everybody has their own personal convictions, but I just like the conversation. If you've ever attempted this purity path, you know what I'm saying, drop it in a comment what your experience was like, and maybe, you know, somebody else, you know, might find a way to stop whoring around, you know what I'm saying to you, because ultimately, whichever way you try it, however successful you are at it, you're avoiding a lot of damage, even in your attempt to be abstinent or to be pure. Like every little bit counts. You know what I'm saying? Even if you pick up reading as a hobby, in a way to deal with some of those, you know, those sexual urges or whatnot. So, or just get married, you know, just get married. Because, dude, remember I told you I had to talk to a sexual therapist because he said that a lot of erectile dysfunction in men, the people we talked to were from religious backgrounds because they villainized or made sex seem like such an evil thing that they psychologically had to think about, no, that's bad. And then when they got in a situation where they needed to use it, all their body knew from muscle memory and from confession that this is bad. And so the member was like, no, I'm not coming. I'm not even getting hard.
Yeah.
Because I've been told over and over again that this was bad. You traumatized yourself. Your member. Got to be careful. Nothing wrong with a little assistant coach. A little assistant coach. Listen, tell all your business. It's fine.
Put me in, coach. Put me in.
Literally. God. As a brother who is presently abstinent, I'm gonna go ahead and move to the next video.
Let's do it.
Because I can't be trusted. Listen, the real conversations you got to have about Pamela. You know what I'm saying to you? Every young man had a girlfriend named Pamela at some point in their time.
Right.
I think that I was talking to one of my friends about like youth youth organizations and young adults, and how a lot of these places don't have the conversations that people need to have. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, I feel like they should have talks about self-defense in churches instead of just only the one side of turning the other cheek. I think they should have conversations about foreplay and pleasure, not just for those who are married, in preparation for those who are going to be married. But it's almost like people aren't trained to have those conversations. And so it's a missing conversation in the church. But guess what? They having a conversation somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta, it's almost like these music industry, movie industry, we gotta get in there with, with an appropriate or a pure path or a pure option to exercise in any situations, instead of just leaving it to the world to teach our children and our peers these things. We have to have, some kind of input, because there's biblical directives and guidance in every situation that we can present to help people preserve their joy, their peace, and their power. That's enough of that.
It's important to have these conversations with your children and not let TV or friends their own age or anybody else other than you have the conversation with them. But even in that, make sure you have the right conversation. Because there comes a time in a young man's life.
I don't know what it is that you're doing to me. Bruh, do you understand that we were singing this? You were probably in like 3rd grade. I was in like 6th grade singing this song. Am I accurate? Yes. I'm gonna pull it up. You about to see? I think I'm trying to be disrespectful.
You was born in 63, right?
Your hair tells me that you were born in the 20s.
What's crazy is I just died. How long ago was that birth?
But Mike has Benjamin Button because his hair is gray, but it still got baby hair. So I don't know how that worked out. It's gray baby hair. That's the Button. That's the Benjamin Button. If I've never seen it, you.
Is the show over yet?
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it here. You wouldn't like it. Nobody likes it. What were you saying, Mike? You had a comment. I interrupted you. I'm a bad brother.
I've been trying to tell you that.
No, I'm a bad brother like Shaft. Shut your mouth.
This bitch.
That was good. I can't even be mad. Can't be mad at all, my brother.
Come on, man. So
wow. Wow. Oh, that was a good reset. Appreciate you.
You got it.
Oh, all right then. She said church folks tell you to get married and you can do anything sexually, but where are you supposed to learn how to do these things if they don't talk about it?
Come on now. Come on.
Oh,
that's now you thinking.
Now
we're thinking. That's good. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. I've never heard it said like that.
Me neither. I like it.
Wow.
I like it a lot.
And ladies and gentlemen, maybe this will help.
I like it a lot.
All right.
I did go see Creed. I did.
Did you cry?
100%.
In the credits, just opening credits.
Yeah, it was a lot, but it was
telling
good.
me that the makers of Black Panther made this movie. Go ahead, bro.
Tell me, you sound like a slave though. What is the slave voice for?
You mean to tell me that a black man? What's that nigga doing on that nag? Go ahead, bro. What'd you feel about the movie, man?
Because this is what you sound like right here. No, that was it. I meant to tell you earlier and I forgot, but it was dope. Not as much action as I would have liked, but you kind of forewarned me that they were going a different direction. So I'm glad that you did that because I wasn't expecting a whole bunch. But yeah, I like what they did with it though.
my mom said the exact same words. I was expecting a different type of fight scene. I said this movie was about highlighting Black men's mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had that conversation. She was like, "Oh, this was a really great movie."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of, I got something for that that conversation. How about
I mentioned therapy. I'm like, I go, everyone should be in therapy. And this one guy's like, not me. And I'm like, no, you the fucking most. You the most. Anyone who says, not me, I don't need therapy, always needs it the most. It's like, have you ever heard anyone say this phrase? And I turned out just fine. Fucking didn't. They did not. Never has anyone turned out fine who's used that phrase. It's always some asshole who's like, dude, my dad beat the f*** out of me constantly. I turned out just fine. It's like, dude, you're twitching right now. You're weird around loud noises. We've been meaning to tell you.
But how do you, because that person, I agree. It's usually that person that, I don't need this, I don't need that. I feel like everybody does. Anybody that's alive needs some type of therapy.
anybody that made it through the pandemic?
Yeah, it's a lot. Just everyday life is a lot. It can be a lot, and a lot of people don't think it's a lot because they're so used to dealing with it. So they've actually restructured the way they think, the way they do things, based on all of these stressors that are caused on a daily basis that now people call normal, but a lot of stuff is not normal.
We've normalized it.
Yeah, and we see how it's not normal when people have these fits of road rage, me being one of them. Am I that mad that the person got in front of me? Damn.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, but these are stressors, and we reach our peak and then we explode in ways like this.
You walking around all day on that final straw.
Yep. All week, all day, all year.
Since 2018. I've been on final straw every day. And then I don't eat well enough, sleep well enough, and surround myself with good enough people to actually ever reset. And so every day it's just a repeat. Every day is a repeat of me being on my final straw. It's interesting. They say that the people in therapy are there because of the people that won't go to therapy.
Yeah.
But everybody needs it. What did Arroyo?
Reggie? Okay, yeah, we'll look at Aurora, but Reggie, 2 seconds away from being an honorary member of maybe this will help. This brother,
Arroyo Reyes. I'm saying everybody's name right tonight. I'm about to switch my script up. She said, "Everyone needs therapy. We all have things going on, and are unaware of how to handle stuff or how our crap affects others. 1,000%. Go ahead."
Red said, if you never took the time to learn yourself beyond what you know from your parents and opinions of others, you will never seek help. And that's so true, because we think because our parents raised us that they raised us correctly, because they were nice, they were good parents, they gave us what we needed. They went to our basketball games, and they reassured us of things. They told us we were smart. They told us we were beautiful. So that must mean they were good parents, when in actuality they don't have nothing to do with parenting.
How would you define
all the wrong things? I'll give an example, and this is not a shot at my dad. I believe my dad was a great guy. My dad used to always tell me to save my money, but that's all he said. Why am I saving my money? What to what end? Like, what do I do with it? But all he gave me was, make sure this, and he says it to this day, make sure you're saving your money. Make sure you're saving your money. Make sure that's like the vaguest thing that you can tell an 8-year-old, like, save my money. Okay, and eventually that's not going to make sense, so I'm not going to do it, because you haven't given me anything beyond save your money. You see what I'm saying? So saying that to say, this is how we parent. So if I were to be stuck in just that save your money thing, then I would be telling my son the same thing. Not if you save XYZ and then you invest and then you do this, and then if you do that, then you can do this. You know what I mean? You have to. The thing about parenting is, for me, is I always wanted to try to understand how my parents parented me, and then upgrade that. to the best of my ability, learn from what they did, and then maybe read or maybe watch some other parents who I think are good parents, and then incorporate all of that to then, you know what I mean, scale up the way they parent to me. And then when my son has his kid, then he can do the same thing. But if you just taking what your parents have taught you at face value and saying this is the Bible, this is it, then you're doing your kids a disservice, in my opinion.
You're not looking at them as a unique individual. I believe that parenting is about preparing your child to walk out purpose in their generation.
Yes.
That way you don't just assume what you went through is what they're going to go through. But in order to parent a child to walk out their purpose in their generation, you have to be aware and knowledgeable of what's actually happening in their generation. You have to be a student of their generation. You have to be a student of the times. Instead of telling your child, I just saw a video online today, like, you need to wear this and wear your hair like this because this is respectful. This is this is that. And you send them to school preparing them to be an outcast and not even know how to deal with being a game changer or a mood changer or a leader. You're just making them do these things that's going to cause them to be embarrassed and look a certain way in the culture that you don't understand. Have to be a student, not just of your child, but a student of the generation that your child has been called to impact.
Mm-hmm. Because it's a different day than when we were growing up, as opposed to these kids growing up today.
Yeah,
and I think the main reason is they get information 100 times faster than when we got it. At my son's age, at 8, at 11 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't have a phone where I could just access any kind of information I damn well wanted to. No, but now they have these things, and you know.
I mean, if they don't have them, they seem like a weird kid, and the parents are making them look like oddballs. And but yeah, it takes time and energy to invest in a healthy mother, daughter, father, child relationship. Like this blank statement: save money and don't get pregnant. Ever? Yeah. Ah, roar. I like it. Is it French? I like it. Ah, roar. If that's not how you pronounce it, you should. I like it. You okay? The last syllable of her name is Relief.
Is it 10 o'clock yet?
No, we got 5 more minutes, brother.
Well, that's enough time to close out, please.
You need to go to therapy. You need to go to therapy. Get yourself in therapy. I'm working on my trauma. I'm letting out my trauma. I'm releasing my trauma. Release.
Not the release. Therapy.
All right, we got one more video. Oh, yep. 5 minutes. Here we go.
Name one thing we underestimate about men. I'll go first.
Men's feelings. You can see it all the time online. There's always some woman online talking about a man needs to make sure her feelings are reassured, how she needs to feel secured, how she needs to feel validated. Me. That's all you fucking hear. You never hear about a woman talking about how a man should feel reassured and validated and secured as well. Because, you know, he's human with human emotions. A lot of y'all are fucking selfish. You don't let that man know it's okay for him to come talk to you. It's okay for him to come vent. It's okay for him to come cry. It's okay. No, because the man is afraid to come and talk to you because he's afraid that you're going to weaponize his feelings and use it against him later. A man has to sit in the car for 15 minutes because sitting in that lonely car is more safer than going home to his wife or girlfriend. But happy wife, happy life, right? Because as long as the woman is happy, that relationship is doing just fine, no matter how that man is feeling. And that, my friend, is fucked up.
Yo, wow. That sitting in the car piece. That's wild. That's wild. Because I definitely used to be me. Just sit in the car. I'll be upstairs in a minute. And not doing nothing, not just almost preparing yourself to now deal with more stress. Like, let me just unwind my day real quick in this 15-minute spectrum in my car, so then I can recharge up real quick to deal with what I got to deal with when I go upstairs.
Bruh.
It's wild. It was wild.
We got a lot of comments coming through. Let me see what they're talking about. That was good.
Have a good night.
That's D-mode?
Yeah.
Oh.
Donnie was supposed to come to your game, but he had a date.
Told you he don't care. Tell him I visit him in his dreams.
He already said. He said he gonna visit you in your dreams. Y'all need to hug it out. Y'all need to hug it out.
He'll be sleep with his gun on his chest. All right, what we got here? They said
no. That's what you were saying is legit, and it's very sad because I feel like with all like this post, with all the posts like we have like this, I still feel like it's still a lot of women and men that don't get it. Like that's not okay for you not to be able to do these things, to be able to express yourself in these relationships. That's not okay. Like as a man, as a man, that's something that you should require from your woman. I need to be able to break down in front of you. I need to be able to come and talk to you, even if it's something you may not want to hear. I need to be able to say this and not feel like if I say it, she don't get mad, so I'm not gonna say it. So I'm gonna just let it fester and fester and fester, and then it's gonna turn into something else.
Yeah. I need a woman to understand before I'm your man, a father, or your protector that I'm a human first.
100.
I'm sending them an invite. You're gonna be on. Be prepared to go live. Next Sunday, 8 o'clock. Sad truth for some, selfish. Amen. Ali said, I'll still sit in the car and have been divorced for 12 years. If it helps, we'll stop for real. I sit in the driveway and I live alone. And I sit in the driveway. It's relaxing now, but I know when it happened. It happened when I lived in Texas and I let somebody live there with me, and we could not find
a
consistent, peaceful environment. It took a while to find something that we could consistently have that was livable. But for a minute there, bro, it was not. I'd be in that driveway and I could see them looking out the window.
They say everything is bigger in Texas. Apparently the stress is too.
Gee whiz.
Oh, good, brother.
Yeah. Yes, we do. Men desire love too. What you say there? Some women want men to be hard everywhere, but sometimes turn it off when it comes to them. Men need space to take off the armor. Yeah. This is a great way to end the episode tonight, man. I love this.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah. What we like to do at the end of every episode is leave you guys with a little something to a resource. With Father's Day fastly approaching, I just want everybody to know that is Father's Day fastly approaching? It's not.
No. Nigga.
You need to go to therapy.
At the end of every episode, we like to give a little resource. If you're ever going through your own personal crisis, a number you can call is 988. We used to give you guys a 1-800 number, but they shortened it to a 988 number. Remember, this doesn't have to be a crisis that other people say this is a valid crisis. If you're feeling anything awkward or unfamiliar or undesirable, call this number to get connected to a resource that can help. It could be a support group, a therapist, a counselor, or maybe the person on the phone can help just kind of talk you through some things. Even if there's nothing bad going on and you just want to be a better communicator with your partner, you can call this number to get connected to other resources that can help you with your communication, help you with understanding your partner's love languages. If you are a couple and you're looking to find therapy for couples who aren't really going through anything, or we're just actually going through the journey of being in a relationship and nothing is bad that's happening right now, that's a number you can call to 988. If you are going through a midlife crisis and you're not sure what to do with your hair and you're just trying to find more creative ways to self-express, you can call the number as well. Wow. And if you're interested in seeing more of Mike, you can go to his OnlyFans page. Right now, his name under there is Jay's Man. On his OnlyFans. Jay, property of Jay. Go with God, whoever take you. All right, you guys. Any last comments before we get out of here? Nope. Okay. That hair is a no-no. Somebody like it somewhere.
And look, the way she was smiling, she got a couple of them on the hook.
Boy, you already know. They love it, because men, them finger waves. I'm about to go because I'm getting delirious, man. I love y'all. It's been real. And What if that's how we ended the show from now on? Who praying, me or you, bro?
I got it. It's gonna be
All right.
quick. Father, we thank you that we had another successful show, and hopefully that the words that were said reach someone and help them. Father, we thank you that you order our steps this week, Lord, that we're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. We thank you for the traveling angels. We thank you for your care. We thank you that you'll wake us up in the morning, Lord. We thank you for our children, that you'll keep them safe. And Lord, we thank you that anybody that is dealing with any loss or grief, that you will send them peace, Lord. Because we don't understand all the time. We don't understand all the time. So we ask you for peace in the fact that we don't understand why things happen. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, until we see you again next week, we appreciate y'all. Tag somebody, tell them go listen to this episode. This is a good one tonight. If he did it before, he can do it again. If he did it before, he can do it again. We love y'all. Have a good night.